TV with me, Esma. The Supreme Court, in a 4-3 majority decisions by a 7-judge bench, overruled in the 1967 S. Aziz Basha versus Union of India judgment, which had denied Aligarh Muslim University or AMU minority status. The ruling holds that the institutions established by a statute can still claim minority status if their foundation is likely to a minority community. The matter has been referred back to a regular bench to determine AMU's majority status based on the new principles. Here's a special report from Foresights TV. The issue before the bench was whether AMU, established through the Aligarh Muslim University Act of 1920, could be considered a minority institution under Article 30 of the Indian Constitution, which guarantees minorities the right to establish and administer educational institutions. This matter was previously addressed in the 1967 S. Aziz Basha case, where 5-judge bench ruled that AMU could not claim minority status as it was established by a statute and not directly by a minority community. The ruling in Aziz Basha came a significant precedent, effectively limiting the scope of Article 30 for institutions created by legislative action. However, in this latest 7-judge bench ruling, led by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, the majority opinion overruled the Aziz Basha judge. The court found that the mere fact that an institution was created by statute did not disqualify it from minority status. Instead, the court focused on the historical and factual context of the institution's creation. It held that the true test for determining whether an institution is a minority institution is to trace its origin and examine who the key figures behind its establishment were, and whether the founding efforts were driven by a minority community. C.J.I. Chandrachud explained that an institution could be established by a statute but still retain its minority character if its creation was driven by the interest of a minority community. This approach aims to recognize the cultural and educational rights of minorities as intended by Article 30, regardless of the legislative process through which the institution came into existence. The majority emphasized that it is unnecessary for the minority community to have full control over the administration of the institution. What matters is whether the institution was established with the primary objective of serving the educational needs of the minority community and whether this intention is reflected in its ongoing operation. The judgment stressed that the key consideration is the brain behind the institution's creation. This involves determining who conceptualized their institution, who provided the funding, and who were the driving forces behind its foundation. While it is not necessary for the minority community to maintain exclusive control over the administration, the educational objectives and administrative structure must affirm the minority character of the institution. Justice Surya Kant, in his concurring opinion, agreed that Aziz Basha required modification, but noted that the determination of minority status is a complex mix of laws and facts. The legislative intent behind establishing an institution plays a critical role in deciding whether it should be recognized as a minority institution. For instance, if a statute explicitly mentions that an institution was intended to benefit a specific minority community, that legislative intent should carry weight in determining the institution's minority status. Justice Dipankar Datta and Justice S.C. Sharma dissented from the majority opinion. Justice Datta was firm in his conclusion that AMU should not be recognized as a minority institution, arguing that the mere involvement of a minority community in the creation of an institution does not automatically grant it minority status. Justice Sharma emphasized that for an institution to be considered a minority institution, the minority community must have full functional and authoritative control over its administration, including the hiring and firing of staff. The case also revisited the 2006 Allahabad High Court judgment, which had ruled that AMU was not a minority institution and consequently could not reserve 50% of its seats for Muslim students in medical postgraduate courses. The court acknowledged that the questions surrounding AMU's minority status need need to be examined more closely, and it referred the matter back to a regular bench for further factual inquiries. The Supreme Court's judgment marks a significant shift in the interpretation of Article 30, offering a more flexible and nuanced understanding of what constitutes a minority education institution. By overhauling the Aziz Basha judgment, the court emphasizes the importance of tracing the origins and intentions behind institutions' creation rather than solely relying on its legal form. The question of whether AMU qualifies as a minority institution is now set to be decided by a regular bench, with the judgment providing new guidelines that could have broader implications for other institutions founded by or for minority communities. The outcome will play a crucial role in shaping the future of educational rights and protections for minorities in India. That's all for today. Thanks for watching Foresights TV with me, Asma.